you've had a feeling all year long about the possibility of Nick Saban at the end of this year and what it could mean. He's now convinced 2 5-star guys to leave. Texas A&M's in a different situation. USC had a down year too, but those are named programs. Those are money programs. He's convinced 2 big 5-star guys to come sign up at Alabama. Does that change your feeling at all about where you are on Nick Saban's future at Alabama? Are you starting to get the feeling that even if he wins it all, that he is in a little bit longer?
Again, that was just a gut feel
right.
that this was going to be it for Nick Saban. Some other people have kind of jumped on that bandwagon. If Alabama's able to close the deal, win 2 more games, win another national championship, he's going to be done. I don't know. If you're Domani Jackson, you know what USC is, or at least what it has been the last couple of years for you. And even if you went to a new regime at Alabama, there's really not going to be drop-off for a couple of years. You're going to be playing in the highest exposure.
Oh, this guy's one and done, most likely, right?
Yeah, he's got 2 years of eligibility left. So if he's any good, he's going to the NFL.
And so I would say some of those kids that have already been in the game for a couple of years and they kind of know what it's all about at this level, I don't know if it's as important to them. And then the other side, Nick Saban is going to work a full 18-hour day until the day he walks out. It's almost like, I don't know if you guys remember the story. Mike Sherman was recruiting Johnny Manziel, and he's like, I'm not going to be your coach, but I will tell you this. College Station's an incredible place. They've got incredible fans, and you need to sign with this university.
Okay.
I'm not going to be your guy.
I see your point.
Yes.
No,
so you're telling
I don't
me
think Nick Saban is retiring. I don't, right?
Right.
So I'm one of the one, and I don't know that I've ever predicted he is at any point in his career, just because everybody's going broke betting on this guy retiring, right? So I'm never going to try to say he's retiring. That said, I don't read this as any evidence that he is or isn't, because I agree with Lance. The day Nick Saban works his final day in Tuscaloosa, he'll be recruiting that day.
Yeah.
I promise you that. Yeah. I promise you
so
that.
if he was a golf superintendent,
yeah, he
would still mow the grass. That's like right. He had 365 months before.
That's right.
There is no shagging flies with Nick Saban.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine his final day when he announces his retirement, I mean, he'll recruit right up until the bell on that final day. So I also don't read it in the other way. Now, that said, I don't think Nick Saban's retiring at the end of this year, but I'm not sure I would read a Domani Jackson commitment either way.
Yeah. I just found it interesting that in the middle of a playoff run, he has pulled down 2 5-star portal guys. I mean, usually Nick is an after the season portal guy. He likes to see what he has coming back.
Can't wait anymore.
And makes that decision. He's gone 2 5-star guys now, and that was a big one. I thought it was big enough to lead the show. Than talking about practice or anything else that went on yesterday. We'll get to all the stories you've heard people talking about.
But more so, not that Domani Jackson has a ton of upside and can come right in for 2 corners that are going to be in the top 15 of the NFL draft in the first round. You more so just have a feeling because these guys are
it was twofold.
Okay.
It was twofold. It was one that this guy, at least in what I'm reading from people, they think this guy is a future NFL corner. So Alabama has gone in. They're replacing what has become now what looks like 2 first-round DBs, or at least early second round for one of them, and brought in another guy that is going to project really high into the NFL as well. And, you've got Amos and some of the other guys who are highly recruited already in Tuscaloosa. But if this Alabama team who has Milroe back next year and has these great running backs and these receivers and that offensive line, all this talented team coming back next year, the secondary is the strength this year. That's where they've got to replace it for next year. And we've got, 8 months to talk about that. But I think we'll circle this day. If Alabama's in the playoffs next year, the 12-teamer, we'll circle this day and say this was a big day for that pursuit of a 12-team playoff spot for Alabama.